I'm Will, that is a 2021 Li Auto 1, and this is China Driven. Now, this might look familiar to those of you who have watched our in-depth review of the Li Auto 1, but this is the updated 2021 model. And it might not look like it, but there's quite a few updates and optimizations in this newer model. Now, if you haven't seen our in-depth review of the 2020 Li Auto 1, I suggest you check it out because many of the things in this car are the same as on the 2020 model. This video is just to highlight the changes and optimizations in this newer 2021. The exterior and interior styling hasn't changed that much on the surface. At first glance, you'd be forgiven for not noticing anything different. You still get that masculine front end and square-jawed look, as well as the light bar that runs across the top of the bonnet. Now, they do have turn assist lamps down here at the bottom, so when you turn the steering wheel, it throws light down a darkened road. They've also moved the indicators from here down to here, so now this light bar is completely uninterrupted. The front grille has also changed a tiny bit, but without them side by side, you probably wouldn't notice. But you can pay Li Auto 799 RMB or $125, and they will replace the 2020 grille with this 2021. And in here, you still get that 4-screen interior cabin with 3 rows of spacious seating, all trimmed in Napa leather. And it's still massive in here, with a vehicle footprint the same size as a BMW X5, but the interior size of a BMW X7. They really squeezed every available millimeter out of this interior. Hence why it's a 3-cylinder instead of a 4-cylinder. In fact, in an effort to improve the MVH, they've added more sound insulation and increased the thickness of the sound insulation in the engine bay, resulting in the engine noise in cabin decreasing by 1 to 1.5 decibels. But everything in here was designed to create the absolute maximum space possible inside. And Li Auto say it's literally impossible to increase this interior space by even another millimeter. Now, the front seats come with ventilation, heating and massage, the same as the 2020 model. But all seats in here, in all 3 rows, have an extra 10 millimeters of seat padding to make the seats more comfortable. The big news for seats in this 2021 model is this 2nd row captain's armchairs. You see, in the 2021 model, they come standard with heat, the same as the 2020 model, but they also now come standard with massage function. The other upgrade for the massage function, both the front seats and the 2nd row seats, is there's an extra airbag, making 3 airbags in total. And what that is going to do is allow the massage function to reach further up your back. The other upgrade to the standard heating option is the fact that they've actually added more wires into the base of the seats, increasing the coverage of the heated seats by 52%. So toasty bums won't be a problem in here. Now, when the 2021 model launched, because of the various upgrades and optimizations, the price was higher than the 2020 model. I'll put the prices on the screen now. But what Li Auto allowed 2020 owners to do was actually to buy a package from Li Auto to upgrade their 2nd row seats to have these newer seats with the massage function. Now, that package is no longer available directly through Li Auto, but you can still buy these seats aftermarket. And when I spoke to Li Auto, they said they would be more than happy for you to take your car and aftermarket seats to a service center and they will fit them for you. In the old 2020 model, I thought the back seats were excellent for a 3-row SUV of its size. Now, I know I'm a mountain of a man that stands at 5'7", and although I'm not, say, generously proportioned in the leg area, I still thought that the amount of space was really, really good. However, for the 2021 model, these 3rd row seats have been optimized. Now, they do get the extra 10 millimeters of padding to make them more comfortable, but they also now have 43 millimeters of extra space. Now, how they did that? Now, firstly, they reshaped the back of the second row seats, creating 11 millimeters more space back here. And then they pushed this whole third row back 30 millimeters into the boot. Now, that does mean that the boot is smaller with the seats up in this 2021 model compared to the 2020, but it will still take a 28-inch suitcase with the seats up. If you need more space, to be honest, you can always just drop one of these seats or both of these seats and you have ample boot space to play with. Now, just like the 2020 model, this 2021 model can lay the seat out flat like this, and you can properly stretch out. I love this feature, even though it's not new for the 2021 model. Now, don't worry, I've got my shoes off because I'm not a bloody animal. If you do like this content, be sure to give us a like and drop a comment below. If you dig what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really does help the channel grow. Now, when we reviewed the 2020 Li Auto 1, our car came in the cost option color baby blue. It's like a powdered baby blue color. You could pick that up for an additional $1,570. Now, Li Auto has added 2 extra cost paint options. This is one of them. It's called Tech Blue, and it's a slightly darker, deeper blue than the baby blue. And the other color that they introduced for a cost is one called Deep Green, and just like the name suggests, it's a deep green color. But the price is still $1,570 for those extra cost paint colors. There's some free ones as well: black, white, silver. Maybe one of the most important changes that I can't physically show you is that they switched the ADAS CPU. So the 2020 model was using a Mobileye Q4 chip, which had just 2.5 tops of processing power. The sensor array for the 2020 model also consisted of 5 cameras, 1 radar, and 12 ultrasonic radar, for a total of 18 sensors. For this 2021 model, they swapped out the Mobileye chip and they put in a Horizon Robotics Journey 3 CPU, which is good for 10 tops of processing power. Now, they also added an additional 4 radars to the sensors, bringing the total count up to 22. Not only that, but all of the sensors, cameras, and radars have been upgraded and improved. Now, since I've had this 2021 car, I have to say there is a marked improvement in the ADAS functionality, even though it is still level 2. However, it's been a while since I drove the 2020 model, so some of the improvement may have come from just software updates, but I'm sure that the improved sensors are also helping. The combined range of the Li Auto 1 has jumped by 35% from the 2020 model to this model. Its fuel tank is 10 litres larger than before, and its engine and motors are more efficient. Now, I talk about this a lot more in the video of the Li Auto 1 doing a pure EV range test on the highway. So be sure to go and check that out if you want to know more about why and how the combined range is 35% more, and also if you want to know a little bit more about the sensor changes. Now, the power outputs between the 2020 model and this new 2021 model have changed, but not how you might think. You see, both models' front motor produces 136 horsepower and 240 newton meters of torque, the same. And the rear motor on both models makes 197 horsepower, the same. However, the 2020 model's rear motor makes 290 newton meters of torque, whereas this newer model only makes 215 newton meters. Not that it really matters though, because both the 2020 model and this 2021 model will go from a standstill to 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour in 6.5 seconds. It's just that this model does it more efficiently. Now, the last thing that I'll mention, Since I did the in-depth review of the 2020 Li Auto 1, Li Auto has actually pushed an OTA update that allows you to now switch the UI to English, which is absolutely fantastic. Makes it so much easier to use on the fly. And although Li Auto hasn't officially announced that they are going abroad to sell their vehicles, I think the fact that they have an in-depth English UI points to the fact that there is a strong intent for them at some point to go outside of China. Be sure to go check out our other Li Auto 1 videos. There's a big two-part in-depth review of the Li Auto 1, as well as a highway pure EV range test. So go check those out. This is China Driven. Let's go. I'm sweating. Let's turn on the AC.